What's going on YouTube? Today we're going to be doing a high taper tutorial, and I'm going to show you guys all my steps on how I achieve this look. And let's get right into it. So the first thing I do is I start with my number 2 guard. He wants a number 2 on the sides, and I close the lever fully. And we're just going to clean up all the sides. You don't really have much, but just to have everything down to number 2. That's what my client requested, so that's what we're going to give him. Just make sure you go all around his head and keep a nice, even and consistent strokes. This type of hair texture is it like tends to spread out, if that makes any sense. It has like little light spots already in it, so if it don't look completely smooth, it's alright. Just keep going. Just make sure it's down to a number 2 guard. Do whatever the client requests is, and if that's what he wants and that's how he likes it, just go ahead and do it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start making our first bald guideline. It is a high taper. Remember, on the high taper, you don't do the C cups, you take off the C cups. A lot of people don't really know this, because I've seen people do high tapers and they leave the C cups. On a high taper, you're supposed to just blow it up, basically like a blowout, and just make sure you clean it up underneath with your trimmers. Now what we're gonna do is hit it with our shavers. These are my Gamma shavers. These are pretty dope. I really like these. It's probably time for some new shavers, but I've had these for a minute already, and they've done pretty good. But just make sure everything's down to as bald and as smooth as possible underneath. And yes, you take it all the way to the top, all the way to that line. People have asked me if I leave like little stubbles, but no, I don't. Right after that, we're going to come with our number 1 guard, lever fully closed, and we're going to do about an inch. Just make sure it's even and consistent. Take it up to that, you can see like where his old edge up was at. Take it up like halfway to that, just all throughout. Make sure it's down to the number 1 guard, nice, and glide it through. You don't really got to flick too much. So right after that, we're going to come with our half guard, lever fully closed, and you're going to copy the same exact thing. Literally, don't make it harder on you guys yourselves. Just do the same thing you guys did with the number 1 guard. Just glide it and make sure once it's softened up, just go ahead and leave it alone. A lot of people were asking me that they were having trouble, like the blend was looking like too tight. So what you got to do with that is you got to make the first number 1 guideline at least an inch or bigger if you guys want more room to work with, because like I told y'all before, the number 1 guard is the foundation. That's what's gonna be like your main blend. So right after that, after we did all that, we're gonna come back to our no guard, and we're taking out that bottom line right here. I'm just taking out the rest that the clipper didn't get, and just taking that. These are 0 gaps, so make sure you have some 0 gap trimmers, and go ahead and just flick at that line at the bottom. Should come right off. Now we're jumping up to our 1.5 guard, lever fully closed. Everything I do going up is lever is fully closed. So right here, this is 1.5. Since we did a number 2 at the beginning to clean everything up, this is gonna be kind of hard to see. You're not really gonna be able to make like a harsh guideline with this. So just picture it, imagine it, and work your mind a little bit. Picture it, the guideline being there. So now we're gonna go back to our one guard, lever fully open, and this is where we're gonna sandwich the blend. You're gonna take it all the way to the top on what we just did. It's we start open with it, and then we're gonna do halfway, and then we're gonna fully close it. Right here, still open, and then you're gonna see me close it halfway. And now we're gonna go a little bit underneath. We're basically fading down now. Now we fully closed it. This is number 1 still. We're still fading down. This is number 1. We're just attacking that middle ghost line. Like I told y'all before, sometimes it will take it out completely, but in the majority of the cases, it's not going to take it out, that middle ghost line. So this is where we come back with our half guard, lever fully closed, and this is what's going to put the whole blend together. It's going to give it that buttery effect. So just make sure you use your corners, and you're going to take out the rest of the little dark spots or the remaining ghost line. So this is the number 2 guard, lever fully closed, and I'm just making sure, we already went with the number 2, but I'm just making sure everything's down to the number 2 guard. Right here, I'm just detailing, I'm fading down, connecting the blend, taking out the little dark spots basically. You guys want to see more video of me detailing? This is how I do it. Now I go back to my number one guard. I always start with the lever open, just making sure. That way I don't take off too much hair. Now I hit them for the lineup. I take it down to the 1.5 just to make sure I can get everything nice and crispy. Spray it down with a little bit of level 3 hairspray. Blow dry it with cool air. Lock my hairs down. Make sure you slap that lineup on and we're good to go. All the products I'm using in this video are listed down below if you guys would like to check those out. Throw on your enhancement. This is the Slay sauce. You can get it at Slay Apparel, houseofslay.com. It already comes ready to mix to use. Make sure you stretch the skin when I'm doing the razor. That way you don't irritate your client. Right here I do add my white pencil liner. And go ahead and do whatever you guys want, man. Don't listen to all these people that tell you not to do it. If you guys think it's dope and your client likes it, go ahead and use it. Anything to help you up your game in your barber career, you know what I mean? So right here you see me using the thinning shears and my taper comb. Go ahead, these are gonna be your best friends. Go ahead and detail some more with that if you guys think you need a detail. But like I told you guys before, that is gonna be your best friend when it comes down to detailing into bulk and all that. So on this side is basically the same thing. I already showed you guys how I do my fading technique. I'm gonna fast forward this side for you guys, and I'm gonna show you guys the back side in detail on how I do the back taper. So the first thing you do on this back taper, you're gonna set your first bald guideline, and you're just gonna go straight across. I usually bring up the corners just a little bit on the sides, up instead of down, because I know a lot of barbers they like to loop it, and me personally, I don't like that. I feel like a taper should be nice and smooth and even. I just feel like a taper should be nice and even and straight and smooth. That's just my opinion. Everybody has their own opinion and the way they do them, but this is just my style, and I think it comes out like really dope, so I stuck with it. So now you're gonna take your shavers and you're just gonna clean everything up underneath, making sure everything's down to the skin. So now we're gonna do our guideline, and this is gonna be about 1.5 inches. I like to do it pretty big in the back. It just depends on my client, to be honest. The back of his head's really long, so I want to stretch out that blend a little bit more. So go ahead and do about 1.5 inches, and just make sure everything's nice and even and consistent. Once you do that, we're gonna come back with our half guard, and you're gonna copy the same thing. Like I tell y'all, you're gonna be doing the same thing. You guys may ask me like, why don't I just do the half guard instead of the one guard? But it ties in with when we do the 1.5 guard. When we're fading down, we're not chasing such a dark line, ghost line. I don't know, it just makes more sense to me doing it this way, because I picture the hair like we're sanding it down, literally, like keeping the blade flat and just sanding it down. That's how you get that pretty even, consistent, buttery blend. So right here we're just coming back with our no guard, and we're just gonna start with it closed and just flick out that bottom line. I open it a little bit just to open it however much you need to. Just go ahead and play with that lever in the bottom and clean it up nice and smooth. So now you come back with your trimmers. This is just cleaning up the rest that the clipper didn't get. Just go ahead and right on that line and flick it out. Should come right off. So now we come with our 1.5 guard, lever fully closed, and we're gonna make about 1 inch guideline. You may not see it completely. You'll see a little tiny light guideline, since his sides are down to a number 2 already. But just go ahead and clean that up. Make sure use your imagination and like stamp that guideline on there, even if you can't really see it. So right after that, we're gonna go back to our number 1 guard, lever fully open, and this is where we fade down. You're gonna start open, and you're gonna do the same thing you just did with the 1.5 guard, all the way to the top. Make sure you're just keeping the blade flat and gliding it. So right here you close it halfway, and now you're gonna go a little bit more underneath. If you can notice, it's just starting to get lighter. Everything's starting to soften up. Now we fully close it. You're gonna attack that middle ghost line. You can see the ghost line. You're just gliding it right on there and flicking right on. Just keep it nice and even, consistent. You can see how everything just lightened up already. So now we come with our half guard that we're fully closed, and we're gonna use our corners, and we're just gonna flick out the rest of that ghost line or the little dark spots you see as well. So this is why I do the one guard close first, because if we would have gone with our half guard right off the bat, some of the spots would have been a lot darker, and then you'd have to maybe even chase the fade a lot more, or just it'll be harder to take out that line. The whole point is just to soften everything up as we go. So now I go with the number 2 guard just to make sure everything is down to the number 2. We did this earlier, but I'm just doing it to play it safe. Make sure I got all the hairs I missed earlier. Now we'll go with our 1.5 guard, and we're just attacking the dark spots. This is lever, I have it halfway closed right here. I didn't leave it completely open because it wasn't going to really cut much. But this is halfway, and now I'm fully closing. We're just going to flick everything out, all the dark spots. Right here I'm just going back down, making sure using my corners, gliding it, making sure I get all the little dark spots I see. And this is another part of detailing. This is just detailing the blend by now. Now our blend is done. Go ahead and smack on your lineup. Make sure you pull down those ears, don't be afraid. And this is the final product, the final review. Let me know what you guys think about the cut. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell, that way you guys get alerted when I drop another video. I appreciate you guys that are tuning in, wanting to learn and supporting this channel. I'd appreciate you guys if you guys follow me on Instagram, on all my social medias, TikTok at NoelBlends. Other than that, I hope you guys really like the cut, and I'll see you guys next week, and I'm out. Peace.